Hello and welcome. Today we're going to dig into the incredible story of the planet right under our feet and all around us. We are talking about Earth science, the study of our living, breathing, and always changing home. So let's jump right in.
Now, before we get started, just a quick note. This is part 8 of a 20-part series called An Introduction to Earth Sciences for Everyone, brought to you by Virtualization Options LLC. We're focusing on the core ideas that really define our planet.
So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll ask, what even is Earth science? Then, we'll see how our planet is really this big, interconnected system. We'll peek inside the scientist's toolkit, explore the wild forces that keep our world moving, and finally, bring it all home to see why any of this matters to you and me.
Okay, first up, what exactly is Earth science? Well, to put it simply, it's the story of our home. Everything from the deepest, hottest core to the highest, wispiest clouds.
You know, I think this quote just says it all perfectly. Earth science isn't about memorizing different kinds of rocks. No, it's about a dynamic, living world full of towering mountains, crazy storms, and just an incredible amount of life. And if we want to get a little more formal, Earth science is really a big family of different sciences all working together. You've got geology, which is all about rocks and landforms. You've got meteorology, the science of weather, and oceanography, which dives deep into our seas. They all team up to paint a complete picture of Earth's past, present, and, hopefully, its future.
But here's a really key idea. You can't just look at one piece of the puzzle. To really get it, you have to see the Earth as this one giant, complex system made up of 4 major parts, or spheres.
And here they are. You've got the geosphere. That's all the solid stuff, the rocks, the mountains, the ground. Then there's the hydrosphere. That's all the water. The atmosphere is, of course, the air we're breathing. And finally, the biosphere. That's every single living thing, from bacteria to blue whales to us.
And this is where it gets really cool. None of these spheres are just doing their own thing. They're all talking to each other, constantly. A volcano from the geosphere erupts, shooting gas into the atmosphere. Rain from the hydrosphere wears down rocks on the geosphere. And huge forests, that's the biosphere, are literally breathing in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. It's this non-stop, planet-wide dance.
And speaking of that hydrosphere, get a load of this. That huge blue slice, that's saltwater. A whopping 97.5% of all water on Earth. That leaves this tiny, tiny sliver, just 2.5%, as freshwater. And of that tiny amount, most of it is frozen solid in glaciers. It really makes you realize just how incredibly precious freshwater is.
So, how in the world do we know all this stuff? How do scientists read the planet's past and try to figure out its future? Well, they have a really powerful process called the scientific method.
Here's a great way to think about it. An Earth scientist is basically a detective. The entire planet is their crime scene, and it's their job to find clues and piece together the story of what happened and why. Every good detective story starts with a hunch, right? Well, in science, a hunch is called a hypothesis, and it's not just a random guess. It's an educated, testable idea based on what you've already seen. It's the starting point for the whole investigation. So here's the whole detective process. You start by finding clues. That's your observation. Then you form a hunch. That's the hypothesis. Next, and this is the most important part, you gather evidence by testing your hunch over and over. And only if that hunch holds up to all kinds of testing from every possible angle can it grow up to become a scientific theory. That's not a guess anymore. That's building a solid case. All right, now that we know how these planetary detectives think, let's look at one of the biggest cases they ever cracked. The fact that the ground we're standing on is always, and I mean always, moving. See, the surface of the Earth isn't one solid shell. Nope. It's broken up into these massive puzzle pieces called tectonic plates, and they are constantly shifting around. As you can see here, they can pull apart, which we call a divergent boundary. They can smash right into each other. That's a convergent boundary, which is how we get huge mountains. Or they can just slide and grind past one another, which is a transform boundary. And you know what you get when these massive plates start pulling apart or crashing together? Well, sometimes you get this, a volcano. They create openings for super hot molten rock from deep inside the Earth to burst out onto the surface, and they can completely reshape the world around them. So what's the engine driving all this chaos? Where does all that power come from? It comes from right here, deep inside the planet's engine room. The unbelievable heat from the Earth's core makes the mantle, that big gooey layer, slowly churn, kind of like a pot of thick soup.
And it's that slow, powerful churning that moves the giant plates floating on top. Okay, so giant moving plates, a molten core, interconnected systems, that's all fascinating. But why should you actually care about it? Because, believe it or not, this stuff has a huge impact on our day-to-day lives.
It matters because understanding our planet helps us do things like predict earthquakes and floods, which saves lives. It helps us find and manage essential resources like fresh water and the minerals we need for, well, everything. It's absolutely crucial for understanding and dealing with climate change. It even helps us know what to look for when we search for life on other planets. This science is essential for our survival and our future.
I really love this quote. It's saying that if our planet wrote its life story, that book would be made of rock. Every single layer, every little crystal tells us something about what Earth was like when it formed. And Earth science, well, that's the language we use to read that incredible story.
And what a story it is. Just look at this timeline. It really puts our little moment in history into perspective, doesn't it? From the Big Bang itself, to our solar system catching fire, to the very first hints of life. We are just one tiny part of this immense cosmic journey.
Which brings us to one final big thought. The Earth has been writing its own story for 4.5 billion years. But right now, we're the ones holding the pen. So the question for all of us is, what kind of story are we going to write next?